Welcome to the Sit Down Zumock podcast, coming live and direct in full effect from Los Angeles, California, here at the Comedy Pop-Up Network, Comedy Pop-Up Studios. You can follow them, Comedy Pop-Up, on Instagram and Twitter, and you can watch us on the YouTube page. What is it, Paul?
It's at CPU Podcast Network on YouTube or youtube.com/CPU Podcast Network.
So if you're driving your car right now and you're going down the 405, write it down as you're driving.
Yeah.
Put it down on a piece of paper.
Make sure you spell it right. Give lots of focus.
Yes. Look down. Do not look at the road. And make sure you put that in there. You can follow me at social media on all social media, Chad Zumock. And my YouTube page is Adventures in Argyle. Do you know how to change a URL?
I can figure it out probably.
Okay, I'll pay you money if you. Adventures in Argyle is my second album, and I don't know how to change the URL. And
I think you might only be able to change it once.
You're probably right. I just don't know how to do it.
Or send YouTube a DM or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit up subscribers, so subscribe to my channel. I'm putting new shit up there all the time. And Patreon, everybody, Sit Down Zumock, patreon.com/Sit Down Zumock. There are different tiers. If you want to support for the $3 Gunner Club, you get additional content, extra episodes, bonus giveaways, $3. That's all you need. You got $20. You can get comps to my shows, meet and greets, and you can become a $100 sponsor. Shout out Silk City Hot Sauce. They're sending some. Did you see the tweet?
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're sending.
I didn't check it out.
My man Jeff Levine over at Silk City.
Hell yeah.
He's hooking you guys up with some hot sauce, and we'll do a plug with them later on. But let's get to this week's guest. I want to let you introduce yourself, what you got going on, where people can find you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Allegra Barnett, and you could find me online at allegrabarnett.com. I am on Instagram at Faces and Toilets. It's because I can't.
Faces and Toilets. I
Yeah.
think I saw your Instagram.
Yeah, it's just at Faces and Toilets.
It's toilets.
Well, it started off, it was literally just Faces and Toilets, and then I got tired of putting faces in the toilet, so it's just a regular Instagram now. Because I can't commit to shit. So now it's just me, and you could see videos of me yelling and screaming.
Ranting and
Posters.
raving.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
some of those.
Yeah, and I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, and
Is
whenever
it all
when-
Allegra? It's all your...
Yeah. Twitter is at Allegra Barnett. Facebook is Allegra Barnett. And you can probably find me on Instagram, Allegra Barnett, but it's called Faces and Toilets. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and so I'll post shows and stuff, and I'm the worst self-promoter in the whole wide world.
Well, this is coming out on Tuesday. What shows you got coming up this month?
I'm not certain right now. Check out my.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll be in town though. I'll be in LA, so I'm gonna post stuff to Instagram.
I want to shout out to Meredith O'Neill, Steve Morrison, the shot caller, Jessica O'Dowd, Big Biff F. Kevin, I'm assuming that's Kevin Brennan, and Patrice Stevenson. They sent me emails concerned about my well-being. I'm in therapy right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, you were
What's the
talking about you
problem?
being neurotic. Oh, I'm just dealing with some nonsense. I'm just
Okay.
trying to, this is a hard gig, right?
Oh,
Doing
yeah.
stand-up comedy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's
mean-
better to be dealing with it though than to be avoiding it and just have it blow up,
Yeah.
including your life and
Yeah.
everybody else's life.
I got a lot of people gunning for me right now, and it's wearing on me. But thank God to therapy and my female therapist, who's a feminist, and she seems to be trying to jam her agenda on me, and I'm just like, you need to help me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're paying her for her to give you her agenda?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great gig.
I leave
Why
her.
don't I do that?
I leave these sessions fighting with her. Like we're fighting. The other day, I now I'm just trying to mess with her at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to just because I know what gets her going. Like one day I was just sitting in there. I was like, well, Trump has these great policies, and I just see the look in her eye. I just want to fuck with her because I'm paying you $15 sliding scale to help.
Right.
And I'm not getting shit out of this.
Yeah, no, at that price, she's not a person. She's just an ear.
Yeah, I could just
Basically.
talk to you. I could
Yeah,
call
I'll do it
you
for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could go, uh-huh.
I'll tell you, yeah.
You can agree, right?
Oh, yes. You have a right to feel your feelings.
How long you been doing stand-up?
On and off. I started a billion years ago.
A billion?
Yeah,
That's a long
literally
time ago.
I started right before 9/11, and then I stopped for a while. I moved around a bit.
Because of
so-
9/11?
No. I have no heart, so that didn't stop me.
Oh.
But it just.
Well, you're from New York, Long
I am.
Island, right?
I'm originally from New York.
Were you around during 9/11?
Yeah, I was living in Queens. I was
So
living
you were
Queens.
in New York.
Yeah, I'd literally just started stand-up.
Did you
And-
take that as a sign to quit?
No. I saw that as a sign to, maybe not work in the World Trade Center. Or
I think it was the Lord saying, don't do stand-up.
oh, you think it was?
Yeah.
I should have known that back then. Like, yeah, things are not going to get better. They're not going to get any.
So what? Okay,
better.
explain your 9/11 story because I'm fascinated with 9/11 stories. I always ask a 9/11 story. Yeah.
Okay. I was living in Queens, and my roommate was another comic, and I was sleeping, and he kind of would stay to himself. Like, he never knocked at my door or anything like that.
Were you in Astoria?
No, it was Rego Park.
Okay.
Rego Park. And I'm sleeping, and there's a knock on the door. Why is there a knock on my, and he's like, oh, Allegra, come out, you might want to see something that's on TV. So I went outside, and I could see 9/11 happening on the
Yeah.
TV, the planes going to the towers. And it was absolutely nuts. We had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
He wanted to go get
Did
food.
you see the planes from outside? Did
Oh,
you
no,
see
no,
the
I
towers
couldn't-
smoking?
I couldn't see it from mine because I was living in Queens.
Okay.
But my friend, she lived in Lower Manhattan. And before anything was going on and before it was on the news or reported or whatnot, she could see the Twin Towers from
Yeah.
her building. And that was one of the awesome things about her apartment. Is I was like, hey, you can see the towers from a building. She saw it. She saw one of them was on fire, and she went to go call the fire department, and it was busy.
Oh, the phone was busy.
Yeah, because it was 9/11. She was like, no,
The
it'll
world
be
was
me.
under attack, and
Yeah,
they
yeah,
could've-
yeah. But she's like, I'm gonna break this story.
Did she happen to see Steve Renazizi run out of the building?
Yeah, he was with Sasquatch. And
So that's freaky.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did you just stay in Queens the whole time, or did?
well, my roommate, we went over to go donate blood. We're like, I guess we can do that. So we walked over to a hospital, and we were waiting in line forever. I ran into other friends in line, and we were waiting probably for about an hour or so. And then they came out, and they were like, "Oh, you go home." Basically, everyone
Really?
was dead. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was screwed up. So we went home, and it was really awkward. And I think he went to his mom's that night. So I was just in the apartment by myself. It was the weirdest apartment situation because across the hall, my mother's best friend just randomly lived there.
Right.
So she and I went out to dinner, and we actually ate Middle Eastern food that night.
Right.
And then we came back.
Middle Eastern food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's better than what is Al Qaeda food? What
Yeah.
what was Bin Laden? I'm forgetting.
The
Sand.
Taliban.
Just sand.
Oh, he's from
The Taliban food.
from Taliban.
Yeah,
Yeah, Taliban burritos.
I met the guy who killed Bin Laden.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, we follow each other on Instagram. Let me look him
That's
up
really
right
awesome.
now. I'm gonna
Do
pull.
you
him.
think they really killed him?
According to him, he has a book. He told me the whole story.
That's
Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theory.
they just dumped the body though. They hurled him in the water. I mean,
Robert
Timothy
J. O'Neill is his name.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's an American hero. He shot Bin Laden. The story he told me was, they came in with SEAL Team 6. He was a part of SEAL Team 6, and they landed the helicopters and all that. And they went through the house. They had the night vision on,
Mm-hmm.
and Bin Laden came around the corner, and he had a female, which I think was one of his wives.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think first he shot Bin Laden's kid, and then he had her like he was protecting himself from, with the woman, and
Wow.
he shot him dead in the head and killed him.
That's awesome if it's true.
I don't see anybody. I mean, there's conspiracy theories out there, but this
Yeah.
guy's he's a best-selling author. He
Okay.
tells the story. He's been on a million countless shows. But I met him at the Kumia Network, and he told me the story. And
That's so awesome.
he was supposed to be on the podcast. It never happened. Maybe I can call
he's
him.
way more interesting than me.
No, it's fine.
I never killed any of the Bin Ladens.
Have you ever killed anyone?
No, I don't think I have.
Wow.
I have a really bad memory. I'd be like, did I? No, I don't think.
Paul,
I
you
did.
got any deaths under your belt?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Not
were
that I
doing
know
comedy
of.
during 9/11, huh?
Yeah. No, I started in the city, and I ended up moved to LA briefly, and then I ended up living in Texas for a while, and then back to LA. So I've bounced around a
Now,
little bit.
I asked you to send me a couple topics here. And,
Yeah,
a couple,
interesting topics.
I'm going to tell you the ones that just popped right out. You went to clown college and toured with Ringling Brothers Bailey Circus,
Yeah, I did.
and you worked with Big Bird.
Yes, I did.
That's interesting. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because I always hated the circus and I always hated clowns. I had no interest in it whatsoever.
How do you get involved?
Okay, I didn't know that one could get involved. I was graduating high school, and a friend of mine was joking about how we were all applying to colleges, and she was saying how she doesn't think that she'd be able to get into college because she
Right.
couldn't even get into clown college. Haha. And she was acting like it was a joke, and everyone was laughing. I looked at her, I'm like, is that really a thing? And she's like, yeah, it's a thing. And she's telling me about her whole clown college audition and that they'd come to Nassau Coliseum and she went down, she auditioned, that she always wanted to do it and she didn't get in. I'm like, oh, Okay.
She got denied from
She was
Clown
denied.
College.
It was actually really, really selective.
What is it, like Fame? The music school?
It was crazy. It's done.
It's
now.
like SNL, like you gotta like go in front of like a Lauren Michaels of Ringling.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's oddly
not good enough.
selective. Yeah, no, they auditioned all over the country and they whittled it down like we were a class of 30 people. And so it was basically. It was
So
in the
you in
back of my
makeup?
head. Yeah.
Just sitting around talking, like, dude, I hope I get this gig, man.
Oh no, you don't do it at the audition.
Oh.
No, the audition was just like improv games and stuff like that.
Yeah?
And yeah, so it was basically a year later though that I heard about the audition, and I just wanted to do it because I liked comedy. I always loved comedy. I always wanted to do stand up.
Did you have any clown heroes?
No.
Like Bozo?
No, I
Cookie
hate
the
Bozo.
Clown?
No, I literally
Ronald
always
McDonald?
hated- No,
The Joker?
I like the Joker. Joker's pretty
I'm
good.
trying to think of some clowns
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, I never liked clowns in makeup. I mean, the closest thing would probably be like silent film stuff, like Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, Lucille Ball, like that kind of stuff, physical comedy.
Kiss? Paul Stanley?
Yes, okay, yeah. Ace Frehley was my
Ace
my
Frehley.
clown. Yeah, Starman. See, I wish I could have done that. That would have been awesome in makeup class at Clown College if I just put on Kiss make. Nobody did that.
Yeah.
Everyone was too well behaved.
Did you do a little research before you went in? Did you try getting into a small car with some other people? I mean,
We didn't have to do anything really typically clowning. As it was more like improv, physical theater based kind of an audition, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I just went down for the hell of it, you know. And I wanted to go to Clown College just because I wanted to learn how to juggle and how to fall down. Like those seemed cool. I didn't want to be in the circus. I definitely didn't want to wear makeup.
how much does it cost to go to Clown College?
Free.
It's
It was
free?
Yeah. It because you audition. That's why it's really selective. Because if you audition and you get in, it was a full scholarship. It's done. I got in the very last year.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting because it was the main reason why they started it. They started it in the late '60s because clowns were getting old and new people weren't becoming clowns. And the line that
They weren't bringing new clowns.
No, new people weren't becoming clowns in the late '60s. Nobody wanted to be a clown.
I've never in my life as a kid, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? Be a clown?
Yeah,
I've
me
never
neither.
heard that.
Me neither. And so
I guess comedy, comedian, that's kind of that,
I
right?
guess so.
Nobody wants to be a clown for pussy though. It's not the same.
It's right. It's not the way to get girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do clowns get ass?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
Look, it's not all. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
anybody. Some people are disgusting.
Yeah, that's true. Like, is there like a clown that's just a G? They're like, that guy's that's the, the guy. He's the Leonardo DiCaprio of clowns. Like, that's the guy everyone like looks at.
Well, as far as talent,
Yeah. Was there anybody that were like,
yeah. I mean, there were certain things
like say we were at the Comedy Store and Joe Rogan. They're like,
Right.
dude, that's Joe Rogan.
oh yeah, for me it was like Bill Irwin, David Shiner.
Holy
but they're,
crap, Bill
but-
Irwin.
But they're Broadway stars. I mean,
Oh.
they've been in movies. They're like, David
But if you see him
Shiner-
coming in, you're like, oh, dude, it's Bill Irwin.
Yeah, I feel like the average person might know Bill Irwin, but not really.
yeah.
Yeah, I speak English. Yeah, people like Bill Irwin, David Shiner, stuff like that.
That's interesting. That whole subgenre is Ringling. I heard Ringling Brothers Bailey
It's
Circus.
done.
It
It's
went out of
all
business,
done.
right?
Yeah. I got in the very last year of Clown College,
Uh-huh.
and it was one of those things. Like I was right out of high school, but it was for people, basically 17 through 30, and it was a weird time. Like Steve-O was in my class. And, like, weird
Steve-O?
people- Yeah, he was in my Clown College class.
Get
And so-
out of here.
Yeah.
Was this before like Wild 'N Out and all that
Yeah,
crazy stuff?
it was before all of that, but he was still the same guy because he was videoing everything, and this was YouTube before YouTube.
I want to call. Okay.
I
I'm
haven't-
gonna text him right now.
No way, I haven't spoken to him.
No,
in
I'm just gonna
years.
text him. I'm like, did you go to? I'm with the girl that went to Clown College.
He
with
definitely
you.
went to Clown College.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in my class.
I'm just gonna text him right now.
I'd
Hold
love
on.
to see him.
I don't want to.
I don't keep in touch with anybody.
I don't want to like call him and throw him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I don't know him that well.
Right.
Steve-O, here we go. What should I say? I'm doing my voice thing.
Yeah.
I'm with someone that went to Clown College with you as I fucked that up. I'm with someone on my podcast who went to Clown College with you. All right, we'll see if Steve gets back to me.
Yeah. No, but he was great. He was doing a lot of Jackass stuff and stuff before that. And so when that show first came on, he wasn't on it right away. And I saw that. I was like, that's exactly the kind of stuff he was doing. He should be on it.
So
And
he
then
was
on it.
determined to be on Jackass.
Well, that wasn't a thing. Jackass didn't exist. He was Jackass.
So he kind of created that whole genre.
Yeah.
I think Tom Green kind of created.
Tom
it.
Green started first. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like I mean, he seems like this goofy guy. Again, I haven't seen him in years, but he's a genius as far as self promotion and creating his own stuff, and
Right.
getting it out. Nobody was doing that. I mean, now everybody has a podcast, everybody has a YouTube channel. Back then, nobody would.
Yeah, he's kind of a trailblazer if you think about it. Because
Yeah.
I remember, because I grew up during when MTV was like when Tom Green was on MTV, he was huge.
Yeah.
He was everywhere. That show was big, and he was like painting like Slutmobile on his mom's car
Right.
and doing all that crazy stuff. Then Jackass came along and just changed the game.
Well, because it was different. It was like the Tom Green stuff where there was stunt on top of it.
Right.
Like Tom Green never did that. He was, didn't cause himself bodily harm. It was just
Well, a couple
there's
of
more
times.
pranks though.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, okay, you go to clown college, and hopefully you learned how to juggle.
Yes, I did. I learned how to juggle. I can juggle balls and clubs and scarves and plungers and all
Wow.
that shit. Yeah. I
And
can
that's
do
your
all that.
closer on stage?
No, it's not funny, so I don't do it in stand up.
Oh.
Like it's what I mean, it's different. To
So
me,
did
it's
you
a
ever make it
different-
to the circus?
Yeah, I did. I toured with them. I got a contract the year after I graduated.
So what do you do? Okay, I want to know what you do at the circus. Like, what's the day in the life of the circus? Are you kind of just going city to city?
Yeah.
Really?
I lived on a train. I had my own room on a train. And it was a small room, but it's cool because I'm small, so I was able to fit. There's another guy who was in my clown college class who was like 6'7", and he quit because he couldn't fit in the room.
What was your shtick?
Basically, I just did a lot of physical comedy, a lot of juggling. What I did the three-ring adventure. So we had this thing before the actual show started.
Right.
That was called the adventure.
Okay.
And everybody was invited down to the floor of the arena. You could get autographs from people, but there were gags going on in the rings. So most of the gags that I would write would go in the adventure. And it was just mostly physical comedy stuff. I wasn't mic'd, so I was basically nonverbal, and I wanted to be nonverbal while I was there because it would make me focus.
So you were like a
more.
mime?
Kind of, basically, but without the little shit.
Yeah. Did you have makeup on?
Yeah, but it was more.
Is there photos of you online that I could find with you with
You could
makeup on?
probably find it.
Is it on your Facebook page?
If you scroll back in it, yeah, it's not.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
do it
something
right
I
now.
put. I mean, you really have to go back in it.
I'm just curious. I want to
yeah.
put a visual with my thing in my head right
Yeah,
now.
I could probably find you some shots later. Yeah, I mean, you really have to go like way back. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, wait, go up. That's my clown college class. Go
Where?
Up. Keep going. That's the funniest freaking thing.
Oh, right here?
That somebody found that online. That was used as a meme.
Which one are you?
That's me down there.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
but I looked different when I was on the road.
You look like Raggedy Ann.
I look ridiculous. Yeah, but it was. I didn't wear that dress when I was on the road.
Dude, look at Paul, look at how creepy this looks. Here,
You should know those people. It gets creepier.
just a bunch of. What was,
I'm the one dressed like a Fruit Loop down front.
what was the clown in It?
Yeah.
What was it?
Pennywise.
Pennywise. They look
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a bunch of Pennywise.
Oh yeah, no. That's why when I went there, I did not want to wear clown makeup,
Yeah.
and it took everything for.
So I'm looking at this photo. If you go to her Facebook, I'm sure you could find it. Who's this guy? The OG right here, the guy who looks like Bozo. Is that the guy who's running stuff?
Oh God, I don't know.
That looks like
Honestly, I
Bozo
don't-
and Cookie right there.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these people are doing now. I'm the worst.
You guys don't get together like a little
No,
reunion?
Some people do. I don't know. I'm kind of antisocial. There's a couple of people like I'll text with or I'll, find on Facebook. But that's about it.
So okay, so the day in the life you do the
Oh yeah, so I would wake up in my room on the train.
okay.
And it was awesome though, because you'd go to bed in one city, and then the train would take off in the middle of the night. Then you'd wake
They
up.
pay for
in the middle of the-
travel?
Oh yeah, basically your room and board. Your room is free. You only got a free meal on a 3-show day.
Mm.
So if you had 3 show days, they would give you a free meal.
Now, can I ask if this is personal? Do they pay you?
Yeah, they paid us shitty
Right.
when I was there. Again, I was only touring for 1 year. So a first year clown, we got like $350 a week. Yeah, a week.
Really?
But
That's like an MC week.
yeah, it was terrible. It was awful. We would get bumps if we did like morning radio. We would get bumps if we did other PR. We would get pay bumps if we helped load in, load out. So I had a load out and load in job.
So you had to help load the equipment too?
Yeah, I had a hard hat and gloves. I got to wheel all the wardrobe boxes in. That was my
Interesting.
my arena job. So I got to play arenas. So that was kind of badass.
Well, I talked to a lot of WWE guys. I'm friends with Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, cool.
And that's very carny, or it's very similar.
It's funny because as I said, I'm basically a dwarf. I'm not a dwarf, I'm 5'2", but part of me really wanted to do professional wrestling after this because it seemed like it was a similar thing. And then you might remember on MTV there was a show called Tough Enough. It reminded me of Clown College so much, but it was for WWE. And I'm like, I want to do it, but I don't want to be like a WWE bitch. Like I want to be one of the divas that dress like porn stars. Like I wanted to be like a wrestler, but I'm a girl and I'm too like a so so I'm just like a clown. And that's
Who was
it.
the guy that did it? Maven? Was his name Maven?
Maven. I knew another girl from Tough Enough. I'm trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. She's from Cleveland, Strongsville. I met her.
Yeah.
Jackie something.
Yeah.
Call in if you got this. Jackie something. I don't know. This is just I'm going off.
I loved that show so much, and it just because it kind of seemed like.
I think The Miz was in Tough Enough, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he was one of the winners, right? Or they had some. Yeah, I think it was Tough Enough.
Yeah, it says Aftermath. The Miz signed a developmental contracts with the WWE later and worked as The Miz in the WWE and became the first and only Tough Enough contestant to win the WWE Championships to headline WrestleMania.
How
So that could have
cool.
been you.
But I feel like I'm too small to actually do. I mean, I could people could jump and I could run under their legs. I could do that move.
Yeah.
Right? I could pick up in a water cooler in a chair and throw it and hide and cry and call my dad and sue. Like,
There was a clown in the Doink the Clown.
oh yeah.
Doink.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think
Doink.
he died, didn't he?
They all die.
They all died.
I think there was a bunch of different Doinks, though. I think they just kind of rotated Doink in and out.
It's so sad. Like every wonderful wrestler is dead.
Oh, there was also Dink. Do you remember Dink?
Dink the Clown?
Yeah.
Dink was the little person version of Doink.
Oh,
Yeah, you could have been Dink.
damn it!
The opportunity was there.
I totally could have
Dink
been
the Clown.
the
Doink's
Clown.
clown sidekick, Dink. That was his name.
Shit.
What was his name? Oh, this is fascinating. Oh, he was it's Claude. How do you say that?
Oh, Giro.
Yeah, he
Right?
was. Yeah,
He's a little
Zero.
French clown.
Little
he was a French
guy.
clown. He's still alive. He's 63.
Wow.
Let's get him to call in. Let's talk to Dink. Get on that. I'm
All
sorry.
right. All right.
That's
Let me send some
incredible.
emails.
Yeah.
So what made you go, I'm done with this clown business?
Oh,
F it.
Well, I only wanted to tour with them for a year. That's the thing. I went to clown college not even wanting to be a clown. I just figured it would be some fun stuff to learn, and then I'd go home.
Yeah.
But other people were wanting contracts with the show, and so I got competitive. And I'm like, no, if you're going to get one, I'm going to get one. And then I got one, but I only signed up for 1 year, and my intention was to only do it for 1 year. It was, you know what it was too? I always loved stand up, and I always wanted to do it. And so I would basically do my gags in the 3-ring adventure, but then there was the big ring gag that we were doing. We'd do the parades and stuff like that. But when you're in a 3-ring circus, there's so much noise going on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if what you're doing is registering. You don't know if what you're doing.
They're watching, if eyes are on you?
Yeah. You don't know if the applause is for
Yeah.
you, if the laugh is for you, which it's not just about vanity, it's about wanting to get better. And I didn't know if what I was doing was sucking or not, And at least with stand-up, if they're laughing, you did a good job. If you're not laughing, you did not do a good job, and then you can, adjust accordingly and get better.
You want the prestige.
Kind of, but honestly, it was just about being able to gauge it, being able to understand.
So
what
now
was
does
going on.
the circus, do they have HR? Do you go in there going, hey, listen, we got to step up my shtick.
Oh yeah, well they had.
Let's
they had-
focus on me a little bit more. Can we get me center square here? I don't
Yeah,
know.
right? Well, I was a first-year clown, so I had nothing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a dog in the fight.
Is there like rookie of the year in the clown school? Like this guy's good.
Well, I mean, there were people that you thought would probably be a better fit for the show than others because people came from all different places. I mean, I kind of came from more of like a theater and improv background,
Sure.
and there were people who came from more of a gymnastics background, people who actually did come from a circus background and could juggle and could do different stuff. And sometimes somebody could be very talented,
Right.
but it wouldn't work in the show. But yeah, a couple of years ago, Ringling folded. They mismanaged it. The owner left the whole show to his daughter, and she ran it into the ground.
Really?
And yeah, so it's done. So it's,
That's sad.
we're living in end times because there's no more circus. I mean, there's circuses. There's
Yeah.
just not Ringling. There's tent shows. There's other shows. I have friends.
You have to
that-
go to the parking lot of a Mexican grocery store.
Basically, yeah.
To see a
Yeah,
circus.
so what was it, on 3rd Street? There's like.
Yeah, there's always one.
There's always one.
The Ringling Brothers Circus was closing after 146 fucking years.
Yeah, way to
wow.
drop the ball.
The iconic circus declined in recent years due to the high operating costs, along with costly legal battles with animal rights groups, clowns. I'm just kidding. And
probably.
so I'm sure they had some problems, like the elephants and all the.
Well, that was the thing. We always had PETA protesting and stuff like that. So they were basically caving into the demands of PETA, and then they got rid of the elephants. And so then I think maybe less people wanted to go see it. I don't know.
I just got a text from Steve-O.
No way.
It says,
What's he say?
It says, nice.
If it's Mark Gindick.
Mark Gintick, please tell him I feel awful for having been so hard to get a hold of him over the years, and I'm eager to reconnect. You know who Mark Gintick
Yeah,
is?
Mark Gindick is one of the people that's still doing clowning and really kicking ass. He's been with like the Big Apple Circus in New York. I don't know what he's doing right now. I think he was just down in Dallas doing stuff. I'm Facebook friends with Mark. Yeah, no, tell him it's me.
Does he know you?
We're in the same clown college class. We haven't like kept up.
I'm looking up Mark Gintick now,
Yeah.
trying to find his story.
Mark Gindick's
As we
good, too.
delve into the world of the circus.
The world of the circus.
Oh, he's been around, man.
Yeah, no, he took the whole clowning thing and ran with it. And like I said, he's legitimately kicking ass.
Right.
He's great. He's great.
Clown care. Wow.
Nice dude. Nice dude too.
All right.
Yeah, much nicer than me.
You
Seriously.
seem like a nice lady.
I'm a nice lady.
So that's pretty cool. So you do this, and then how do you transition out of clown college?
I
Or out of the circus in
yeah.
general?
Well, after that, I went. I moved back to New York City. I went back to college for a little bit, and that's when I started kind of just doing some open mics and stuff like that. But I was still clowning. But
When did
I
you become
wasn't-
Snoopy?
Okay. So this was in the after the circus period. To make money, I was doing clown gigs, and part of clown gigs were big head gigs. So
You really were like the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. He was doing clown
oh yeah,
gigs.
see, I didn't. I didn't see the movie.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, no. I'll have
Because
to
did
see
you
it.
see the Joker?
No, not yet.
It's first of all, it's amazing. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. And it's one of those movies where you're like, you think about it so much afterwards, and it gets better and better in your mind. You're like,
Okay,
oh my
now
god,
I have to see it.
it's genius. It's a great movie. But he works for like a clown company, and they have to send him to parties, and he has to go to.
Yeah. I had a couple of clown pimps that they'd call me up and they'd be like, okay, we got this party, we got
Yeah, they
that.
got clown pimps.
Yeah. And so it was basically, some of them would be in clown makeup, some of them would be out of clown makeup, but I'd be a juggler.
You were someone's clown bitch.
I basically was, yeah. And so, but then there were the big head ones, which were the worst because you were stuck in a big, you've seen them, I mean, when a store is opening or whatever, someone's in the big head and they're just that, and you can't see their face. And like one of the first ones was, there was a bank called Commerce Bank, and their logo.
Still around.
Is it still around?
think so.
Okay. And their logo was the big C, because when, you want to name your, your mascot after cancer. And so I had to be in a big red C with like a frozen smile on my face, just standing on the street,
Just waving.
just waving. And in New York, they run up to you, they talk to you. I had some guy.
Were you part of like if you go to Times Square, there's all the like people dressed up in mascots and
No,
Mickey
I
Mouse.
don't. I feel like they just go there for themselves. Like I don't know who those people are.
I think they collect money somehow.
But
if you get a
they're
photo
more
with
like
them.
buskers. I wasn't a busker. Like they work off tips.
Okay.
I was hired by the company.
Okay, fair
for
enough.
The day. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So pretty much, this was one of my last big head situations. Was I won the role of Snoopy in the Toys R Us Times Square parade. I say won the role because it was a very elaborate audition process to wear the big head.
To become
of
Snoopy?
It was ridiculous. You had to audition for basically anything involved with the parade, but it was way more elaborate than anything like that shouldn't. I had to do improv and I had to dance. I had to learn dance combinations.
As Snoopy.
And so, well, I didn't know I was gonna be Snoopy. I just, I had
Oh,
to
you
do
didn't know
all
what the
that.
prize was.
Right. But then there
You
was,
just wanted in the parade.
yeah. But there was this guy that was in charge of it. He was just so passionate. He was like waiting for Guffin. He was like that guy. He
Yeah.
was so passionate about the whole thing.
All right, from the top. 1, 2. Come on, guys. Let's get into shape here. Let's do it. The parade's in 20 days.
But the guy was super, super passionate about it. And so he called me himself to tell me that I got Snoopy and I was going to be Snoopy.
How's that phone call go? Hey, you sitting right now? How would you like to be Snoopy? Excuse me? Snoopy. Snoop. You know what I'm talking about? The big S. Peanuts? No? Nothing? Charles Schultz? You in?
Yeah, so I needed the money, so it was basically a money thing for me, but this guy was disproportionately passionate about the whole thing. And so the day of the parade, it was like a 5 a.m. call time. something like that. I was living out in Brooklyn. The trains run kind of shitty, and I was scared. I was scared that I wouldn't make it and I'd disappoint the happy director. And so I made arrangements to stay at a friend's in Manhattan the night before so I could walk to it in the morning. But I couldn't sleep the whole night. There was like, a drip. There was a noise. I like basically closed my eyes, and the next minute the alarm goes off. And I gotta be Snoopy. And so I walked down to the parade.
So what's it like putting on the Snoopy head for the first time? Is it just like this proud moment of it slowly being lowered down on you?
Well, that's the thing. I was
Like a crown?
exhausted. I was exhausted because I didn't get any sleep. And like none of the coffee that was there, like none of it would take, and they just stuck it on my head.
Now, does that
basically.
guy who made you Snoopy, appointed you Snoopy, does he walk
Yeah.
over? He's like, "Don't let me down. You're Snoopy now."
Oh, well, he had good news for me. He had good news, and the good news is that I didn't have to march and I didn't have to dance. They were just going to sit me in a cart, and I just had to sit there and smile. And well, I didn't even have to smile because I had the head on, so I just had to wave, basically. So I'm like, I could do this.
Good news, you're just waving today in the parade.
But I was dead tired.
But what about Woodstock? No, just you, Snoopy.
Just me.
No,
Just
no
Snoopy.
Charlie Brown? Nope, just
No,
you.
no, no.
You're good to go. You're going solo, baby.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but so I'm like, okay, it's fine. Cause
How much does Snoopy pay? Can I ask? Is that personal?
I think I got something like a couple $100. It wasn't that much.
Oh, okay.
It really wasn't that much. It wasn't like $5,000 or anything like that. But I'm waiting. I remember I'm waiting for the parade to start. I'm just getting more and more exhausted, And it starts, and I'm sitting there, and I'm waving, and I'm falling asleep inside the head, and I can feel my arm like going down, and I had to like perk it back up, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna wave. I'm just gonna sit there. I can sleep inside the head. Nobody will
You
know.
slept during the parade as
I
Snoopy.
was so dead tired. So I remember I'm like passing out inside the head, and I could feel the head kind of dropping down, and then I'd like perk it back up, perk it back up. And then but it wasn't like my little head or your little head. It was like this giant Snoopy head, and. Like,
Dude, I would do that. I would love to get paid to sleep as Snoopy. What a gig! Just sleeping in a costume, amazing.
But it was like no, but
Because he's probably not checking up on you. He's like, yeah, yeah. Well, make sure Snoopy's waving, please. They should be on the corner of 36th and 20th.
But no, dude, I passed out. I remember, and I was woken. I heard a voice.
I would have got drunk.
I felt like I was. I heard a kid in the crowd yell out, "What's wrong with Snoopy?"
Snoopy's dead.
And I heard the mother go, "Snoopy's tired." And I realized I was literally on the floor of the. I'd fallen over.
That's hilarious. So did you get fired?
No, it was a one-day thing. So there was nothing they could do about it. So I still got paid. So I still won.
They just didn't bring you back.
They never had a parade after.
There was never an exit.
Straight up, there was never a Toys R Us parade after that.
Did you get paid before that or after?
I think after.
Yeah.
I think after.
There
I still
wasn't
got
an
paid.
exit interview. They didn't rate your performance. They didn't go down a checklist of.
I got away with it.
Okay.
It was cool.
Fuck yeah.
But it was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous experience.
Paul, do you have anything to weigh on that one?
No, it's funny how every time you do something, then it just ends.
I know. I'm sorry you take it personally. You sure you want me on this podcast? How you doing, Chad?
the last-
Build, and
This is the last episode of
And then it was
Sit Down
done.
Zumock.
Seriously. So, I mean, honestly, it's a story of my life. People love me. Oh, I love you. And they're dead, and they never hire me again. I've had more like club owners, bookers. They just die.
Dude,
They
you were
get
amazing.
Cancer, they
that's it. Goodbye. Here she comes. Here she
freaking-
goes.
Freaking nightclub fire. They die. Oh well.
Well, I want to give before we roll on with the conversation, I got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Silk City Hot Sauce. SilkCityHotSauce.com. He told me they're mailing it.
I just retweeted him right now.
Oh,
That was-
did you see it on the tweets?
I saw it on the tweets.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could follow them on Twitter. They could hook you up. Silk City. My man Jeff Levine over there. He's got all kinds of great flavors. I'll give you some before you leave.
Oh, I love hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you're gonna love this stuff.
Yeah,
I just had
yeah.
it yesterday, actually.
I put that.
I had an In-N-Out burger, and I put it on the In-N-Out burger.
What's
And
wrong with that?
It's amazing.
That sounds.
I think I created something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know who runs In-N-Out, but I want to go to them. I have a marketing scheme. I don't know because they do. What's the thing where they put the Thousand Island on?
Oh, the animal style.
Animal style.
Oh, yeah.
I think I could step it up and make it creature style with the Silk City hot sauce.
Creature style. There you go. That's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you hit them up, use the promo code Zumock, you get 10% off your order. But also, if you send a message he'll give you a gift bag for the holidays. Just send a message saying, "Hey Jeff, we want a gift bag. We listen to the Sit Down Zumock podcast. What the fuck?" And swear too. Say what the fuck. Be aggressive. And he'll give you one free of charge, a gift bag along with your order. 10% off. SilkCityHotSauce.com. All the flavors you need. Hit him up. The Z-Man sent you. And hit up the Patreon, $3 a month. Paul, you got anything to plug while you're over here?
Yeah, check out the Paul Antonio show now on the network.
Is it on now?
It's coming out this Monday.
Because you are the
by
king
time...
of fucking promoting stuff, and it never comes to fruition. Dude, I promoted 3 gigs with this dude.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
2 podcasts.
Yeah, well, I should have had Allegra on. Then it would have just ended after. I would have had an excuse for the podcast.
Yeah, we could have blamed it on you.
Yeah,
take it.
the Paul Antonio show for sure. By the time this drops, it'll be out, the first episode. So check it out. I work with so many dope comics. I was like, I need
On Tuesday?
Mondays.
Okay.
So the Monday before.
Who's on the first episode?
Paula B. Gunnalan, who's on Facial Recognition Comedy on the Comedy Pop-Up Podcast Network.
Look at you with the cross promotion.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Hey, why do we have a Dolomite poster? Is there some sort of connection here?
Oh, what's his face? Craig Robinson was giving them out.
Oh, was he here?
No, not here. He was giving them out at the Improv, and he
Oh.
was signing them. And I wasn't there that day. I was there the next day,
Oh.
and so I saw a bunch in the sound booth. And then I told the audio engineer, I said, "Yo, I'm gonna steal this," and he was like, "Yeah, go for it." So
Okay.
this is a stolen. I feel like Dolomite would have wanted me to steal this poster. So
It was a great movie. Did you see it?
It was amazing.
Did you see Dolomite?
I
It's
didn't see it.
fucking
I heard it was
awesome.
great.
Eddie Murphy's great. Even if you don't know who Rudy Ray Moore is, they explain who he is and how he got his start. It's like the movie's all about perseverance and overcoming obstacles. It was a good movie to see, especially in the position I was at the time. I'm like, just keep fighting, keep going forward.
was
So,
this post or pre-roast?
oh no, yeah, the Kevin Brennan roast. Yeah, that's online too. If you want to watch me eat shit, that's cool. The great Kevin Brennan. You familiar with Kevin Brennan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a roast about a month ago. You know what's funny about that? I didn't know he released it as a video. So when it initially came out as audio, I got all this shit, and then it went away. And then a couple days ago, I started getting all this shit again. I go, dude, it was like a month ago. What the hell? Then I didn't realize he re-released it as video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Why? What was wrong with your
I didn't do
contribution?
well. I went on late in the late in the show, and you know, I know you have ever done a roast before.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I went on like 7th after some killers like Dan Soder, Jim Norton,
Oh, okay.
and it's just like there was no time, so everyone's doing all these jokes, and next thing you know, my jokes are being used. I'm like crossing them out. I was like, I can't do that joke,
Yeah.
and then I got off to a shaky start, and I never recovered.
Yeah.
And now the fans are letting me hear it, but that's fine. I don't give a shit.
Shout out to Aaron Berg.
Aaron Berg, I should call him right now.
You should.
Get Aaron on the phone. Before we call Aaron Berg, let me tell us about this. You said you ran a New York Marathon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are
This
you a
goes-
runner too?
No, I'm not a runner at all. And this is actually going back into the clown gigs. So I had gotten, because when I was doing the big head gigs and the clown gigs, a friend of mine had gotten me a gig doing a birthday party for a woman she worked for, who was a very important woman, a very wealthy woman who lived on the Upper East Side. And I was going to be the clown at her child's birthday party. And so I drove in from Brooklyn, and
I'm listening.
I parked my car. I had, when you're driving in New York City, you got to circle the block, circle the block, circle the block forever to try to find a parking spot. And so I finally, after, going around for like an hour, found a spot. I thought I was going to be late to the party. I'm like, it's cool. It's just a sure shot right up the block, and I can go to the party.
Yeah.
I did not know that the New York Marathon was that day. And I'm in full clown makeup, costume, giant clown
Head to toe?
shoes, everything. Got my bag with my juggling props with me. And I think it was First Avenue, maybe. I can't get across First Avenue. I can't get across First. I'm parked west of First Avenue. The party is east of First Avenue.
Right.
And I have no way of getting across First Avenue. And I'm gonna be screwed because I'm not gonna get paid for the gig if I don't get there. My friend's gonna be screwed because this is the woman she works for. So I had to cross the marathon. And you can't just cross a marathon because you have all these, Kenyans and shit, just zip it all the way across. So basically, the only way to cross the marathon is to be in the marathon. So I joined the marathon. I jumped into the marathon, and I had my clown shoes on, and my costume, and my nose, and my bag. And I'm running, and I'm like slowly staircasing my way across the marathon. And it took a while, but I did it. And I got to the party, and the party went fine. And then I was done. And then when I was done, it just felt like such a ridiculous experience.
I
Like,
know.
I got out of my car and I just didn't stop running till basically the end of this stupid birthday party. And I'm walking back.
And you didn't even throw candy to the kids.
I didn't have candy. I'm not a generous clown.
Okay.
I was in it for the money entirely, so I'm not going to, like, pay to get some more on.
So the visual of that's just pretty funny. A clown just
Yeah.
appears from nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Those marathons are boring to watch. I never understood why people stand on the side of the road and watch people just run.
Yeah.
But if I saw a clown, I'm like, all right,
Right?
let's shake it up a little. There we go.
So I'm thinking that as I'm leaving the party, and I'm just like laughing to myself. I'm like, this day cannot get more absurd one bit. Walking my car. And all of a sudden I look, and coming towards me on the sidewalk is Woody Allen and Soon Yi. And I'm in full makeup. And Woody's looking at me, and he locks eyes with me, and he's terrified.
I would be too.
Woody was like visibly terrified of me in clown makeup, and I just started to laugh. I look back at them, I'm like, perfect. Freaking perfect.
That's so funny.
My favorite part of that story is, some people saw a clown in the marathon, but then also some people saw a clown quit the marathon because you just jumped out.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing this shit.
See, honey, all clowns are quitters. Don't be a clown.
Don't be a clown.
There's something very empowering of dressing up in clown makeup. I did a sketch a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was with my old group, the Fat Five. And it was called, it was a takeoff Glengarry Glen Ross. You know, the infamous scene with Alec Baldwin, put that coffee down. Well, I did
Yeah.
one, it was Ronald McDonald, or I'm sorry, it was McDonald's employees. And I was dressed up as Ronald McDonald. I had the whole Ronald McDonald thing on.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, putting it on felt pretty good. But I was supposed to be the guy coming in to talk to him about like leads and getting the sales up. I'm like, put that McFlurry down. And it was like me. I took the whole monologue of Alec Baldwin and changed it to McDonald's
It was all
things.
McDonald's. Oh, I like that. That's funny.
But it's just like I didn't want to get out of the outfit. I felt pretty good.
yeah.
So there was something empowered. Did you feel empowered as a clown?
It definitely gave me license to do a lot more than I would normally. It just gives you license to talk to strangers. It gives you license. I would do it differently though. Some people just because I'm small and female, and I kind of felt like the preconceived notion about me was like, oh, she's so cute. As I was just mean and rude, and I'd yell at people, and I just aggressively hit on guys, just like anything that was just like weird that like you wouldn't expect. Because I looked too little and precious. And I was
You were
just, like,
trying to hit on guys as a clown?
not really, but like in like a.
Who's the dude like? Yeah.
In like a Beetlejuice way, you know what I mean? Like in a creepy way.
My friend got hit on this past Halloween dressed as Tommy Chong. And she's like, so he went up to her when she had the full beard.
That's
Just
so
trying to
funny.
get it. Like, dudes will hit on whatever.
Yeah, they don't care.
Don't
They'll just
matter.
go all in, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Tommy
crazy.
Chong. Yeah, let's do this.
And also, you talk to children, and that's the thing too. It's like it's kind of weird because strange children will talk to you, and their parents have no problem with it, but they have a problem with a child talking to you when you're just plain clothes. It's like, oh, so you have no problem with your kid talking to someone who looks like a maniac?
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
So for my child molester demo out there, dress up as a clown if you guys. All right, I'm just kidding. I'm not trying
But
to
seriously,
put something in your head.
yeah.
You also worked with Big Bird.
That was
The
that was
actual
when I-
Big Bird from
the
Sesame
actual
Street?
Big Bird. Yeah, this was when I was in clown college. After clown college, we
See,
had a
that's pretty
show.
cool.
It was very cool. Okay.
Were you on Sesame Street?
It wasn't on Sesame Street. What it was a children's festival at a Wolf Trap in D.C. So after we finished Clown College, we had our show. We brought our show up to this children's festival in D.C., and part of our performance was performing with the Bob McGrath show, which is Bob McGrath, and Big Bird. So we got to meet Bob, we got to meet Big Bird, and it was very, very
Now, do you be
exciting.
Is it Big Bird? Does he show up as Big Bird, or does he show
well.
up as?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
As a child, I grew up with Big Bird.
Oh, Big Bird was
And
the shit.
Yeah. And I was raised Jewish, so we didn't have Santa, we didn't have the Easter Bunny, but I had Big Bird. And like I felt, as an adult, I knew Big Bird was not real, but it was still Big Bird. Big Bird would come to the rehearsals because we all had to rehearse.
The real Big Bird.
Carol Spinney.
Carol Spinning.
Mm-hmm.
He's 85 years old, born in 1933.
Yeah.
How did you know? Did you meet? Was this the actual Carol Spinning?
Yes. He
This
was
is
there.
the actual. You met
That's
the
him. That's him.
the original Big. That's fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Very cool. But he would do the rehearsals basically. He would have Big Bird's bottom on, but then he would just be an old man at the top. And he manipulates the puppet by putting his arm up. So this basically does the mouth, but he would be talking down here.
He also played Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it freaked me out because he sounded just like Big Bird, and his regular speaking voice was just like Big Bird, but it was coming out of this old man.
So he
and-
did the voice too.
Yeah, the whole thing, but he sounded like Big Bird. But I don't know why it freaked me out, but it freaked me out, and I couldn't really look at him because I kept hearing the voice and seeing the man. And for the whole week, I was kind of avoiding him just because it was creeping me out a little bit. And the final night, we had this big.
Were you starstruck?
I was starstruck and creeped out.
Yeah.
You know? And so I remember the final night after this gala that we did, it was just me and him in like this corridor. And he said hello. I said hi. And I kind of like, looked down. He's like, do you know who I am? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm Big Bird. But he said it like in the Big Bird voice. And, like, he opened his arms real big. And so I kind of came in and got a hug from Big Bird. He was the nicest man. He was so sweet.
Big Bird was nice.
Yeah, but
You're
it
on
kind of
record.
freaked me out. Oh, he was awesome.
All right.
Was
was
that
awesome.
him? Oh, there. Hold on. There you go.
See if it works.
Like that.
He's singing a song.
It's not easy being green.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Seems you blend
Okay,
in
that's
with
just
so
sad.
many other ordinary things.
This was at Jim Henson's memorial.
And people
Why is this the video you chose to play?
It's the most depressing thing ever.
Because he's dead.
I'm gonna go kill myself in the bathroom.
Jim Henson is dead, and there's nothing you can do. Let's see if this works. Here we go. This is, what's his name
Sing
again?
about a very, 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 very special letter called the letter V. But it's very, 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 very,
that
very,
him?
very, very, very,
Yeah.
very hard to think of V words because there really aren't very, 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 very many words that start with V. Now let me think. Aha, I thought of some. There's
So that's him right there.
Oh yeah. I
Huh?
think recently they just, got all new people or whatever. But yeah, if it was from a while ago, it's definitely him.
Really?
It's very Pee-wee-esque. Now, was that his way of hitting on
Yeah,
you?
you're right. No,
Where
he was
he's
just a sweet.
He's
old
been divorced
man.
twice. He's
Oh.
obviously terrible in marriage.
Guess so.
The guy who plays. Horrible husband, great Big Bird.
He's not a good lover, but great hand manipulation.
Yes.
Now I'm like going down a, oh shit. Who remembers this one? Hold on, I'm going down a rabbit hole right now. This is bad podcasting, but it's fun for me. And that's all what counts at the end of the day.
It really is.
I do this for free. I put this out there. Well, you guys help me out on the Patreon. And you send donations and all that. And I'm very grateful. But at the same time, I want to have a good time. And if I want to watch Sesame Street videos, damn it, I'm going to do it.
I'm on board for that.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember this song? I got to play it real quick. Hold on. Wait, that's a trap song. Never mind.
Was it the trap remix?
Fuck. Paul, plug something as I look this up.
Some songs can't get you in the mood like a nice Sesame Street trap remix.
Yeah.
That's
Is there a
what you-
trap remix for that?
Oh, there's trap remixes of every booty poppin', little Einstein, whatever you want. It's there.
All right. I got to find it. This is a song I'll just be walking around my house, my apartment, and I'll just start singing it. Remember this? You remember this?
Oh yeah. 11, 12.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
11, 12.
Oh.
All right, fair enough. All right, Aaron Berg just texted me so that I can call you from 20. I don't know if we'll be around then. Where are we at right now in time?
We are at about 48.
48! Shit's rolling tight, dog.
It's rolling tight.
I had something else. I had to plug something for a friend of mine. I can't find where it's at.
What was the worst gig you ever had to do, like as a clown?
Oh, there was
I love how we talk nothing about your TV work or your stand-up.
Yeah.
I know that's the problem too. It's like I can't really touch on the clowning shit because it's just such a wormhole that
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
should fall down it. It's like that's okay. I'll be back. We'll talk about other things unless everything folds because I was on it. The worst gig, probably the time I was almost killed in Gardena.
What?
What?
Yeah. I was out here. This was years ago, and the first time I came out here, and I was booked on a birthday party down in Gardena, and I was in full makeup. This was before I decided. Towards the end of the clown gigs, I stopped going to them in clown makeup because I was convinced I was gonna die. I was just gonna die on the road, and I'd be found like that. I'm like, I can't. Like, I would laugh at that. I can't do it. So I just kind of pared it down at the end and just get there, stick on the nose, and I was done. But at that time, I was still in full clown makeup, and I got there, and it was a shady area. It was shady, and I go to the house, and this guy answers the door. And I'm like, hey, I'm here for the party. And he's like, yeah, there's no one here.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, okay, but I was hired for this party. The clown pimp sent me down there, and, you know, I'm here for the party. And he's like, yeah, I can't use you because there's no one here.
Ooh.
And I said to him, I'm like, well, I still need to get paid because
Yeah.
I was hired. I can wait around a little bit. I
Pay
can
me. Pay
do
me.
something, you know. And he was like, I'm not going to pay you because I can't use you. And I said to him, I'm like, I'm here to work.
Right.
You know, I came down here. There were other jobs I didn't take for this day. You know, and I guess I looked threatening. I don't know,
Really?
something about my 5'2" female frame in clown makeup looked threatening.
Let me add some ambiance music as you tell
Yeah.
the story.
And I said to him, I'm like, I'm not leaving here until I get my pay. And he said to me, he's like, you don't talk to me like that. And I said to him, I'm like, I'm not leaving until I get my pay. And he starts screaming. He goes, I'm a black man. You do not talk to a black man. I don't know why he had to get racial on me, but he got straight up racial on me. He's like, you do not talk to a black man like that. And he chased me to my car, and I drove away. And I didn't know if he had something on him, but he kind of seemed like he had something on him. I'm like, you know, it's not worth it. The $140 or whatever, it's not freaking worth it. You know, I remember I was driving away and I was crying, and I got like to a safe spot, and I called up the clown pimp. I told him what was going on, and he was like, well, we'll work something out. You know, I went home, and I think he sent me something for it, but I kind of stopped working for him after that and stopped doing the whole thing pretty soon after.
The clown pimp went to shake him up.
I think so. I don't know.
He was like, hey, you can't talk to my girls that way. all right?"
Yeah, it was ridiculous. That music is awesome.
I put up circus theme music.
That's the most terrifying circus.
Oh, fuck. So, when you start doing stand-up
I started doing stand-up like,
without makeup?
well, I never did stand-up in makeup. Like I said, I started a little bit before 9/11, then I stopped a little bit, then I started a little bit. I said it became an open mic.
So you stopped at 9/11, then started when the Iraq War started.
Well, basically, if I didn't do stand-up, they were winning, so I had to continue. But yeah, no, I feel like I became an open micer in New York City. Like, I'm from Long Island, but I didn't start in Long Island. I started in the city. Like, I became an open micer.
Long
in-
Island. I was just there. I was at Governor's.
How was it? You told me you were going to do it. Was it fun?
It was. It's interesting. It's Long Island people are
They're
interesting.
very fun.
Yeah, I know. I had a good time. I had a great time. The first show Friday was really odd, but afterwards they'll tell you if you don't like you.
They're really, really honest. The thing about
Yeah.
Long Island people is that they all think that they're funny.
Oh,
And a
yeah.
lot of them are. you
After
know?
like when I was selling merch, they're like, oh, yeah, how long you been doing this? 16? Well, I got one for you. And next thing you know, I got to hear their routine. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, dude. It's a straight joke. I'm like, all right, yeah, got it.
Oh yeah, there's this one. They always come up to you afterwards with a suggestion. There's this thing that's like typical, I think, to like Long Island, Jersey area, where it's like it's a racial joke, but it's not even a joke. It's just something racist that they yell and like, yeah, you should do that. Like that's their idea of a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll say what they want up there.
Yeah.
A lot of tramp stamps in Long
A
Island.
lot of tramp
A lot of
stamps.
tramp
Yeah.
stamps floating around down there.
Yeah, and you were there, so it was still the tail end of the summer, right? It
Yeah. It was, where was I?
was like September or something. right?
McGuire's. Where's that at?
It's in Bohemia.
That's right.
I've performed there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a good time.
it's not bad. Not
Out in
bad.
Strong Island, the home of Chuck D.
Yes, we actually have some cool people from Long Island.
Who else is from there?
Well, Jerry Seinfeld is from.
Why is he
Massapequa.
from Long Island?
The Baldwins. Are
He has a
from
tramp
there.
stamp.
He does, Jerry.
Little known fact.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy's from Long Island.
Roosevelt, Long Island. Eddie Murphy hosting
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. 700. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Well, this was a lot of fun.
This was a lot of fun. We finally got to hang out.
I know it was really cool, and we got to learn a little bit about your. I knew, like, as soon as I saw your clown stuff, I was like, all right, I'm doing a deep dive into this because I'm actually interested in that whole world.
It's weird. Yeah.
It's weird. It's interesting, and the fact that is there a circus anymore? Or is it just done?
There's no Ringling Brothers. There's no The Big Show. There's no arena circus. I think some shrine circuses perform in arenas
Shrine
sometimes.
circuses.
They're backed by like the Shriners and stuff like that. But there's smaller tent shows that go around and theatrical circuses and things like that. But nothing quite like Ringling. And it's kind of sad that stopped.
It's like
because
SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And, SeaWorld got the big backlash with the whales and all
Uh-huh.
that. But, a lot of our childhood is gone.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all gonna end.
It's all, we're all gonna. Hey, I want to end on a positive note.
It's all gonna end.
We're all gonna die. All of us. we're gonna die. I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. I left my house, and I always have these thoughts. I'm like, I could die right now.
You totally could.
Yeah, it's like I could be dead.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, I'm like, all right, let's start clearing some stuff just in case they have to go through my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I probably should remove that one note.
Delete that browser history.
I had a neighbor die, an old man who lived next to me when I lived in Houston. We shared a balcony, and so his door was next to mine. And after he had a heart attack, basically, in his place, and they were cleaning out his apartment and just put everything on the balcony, and all of his porn was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid.
Yeah. It was his porn, and he had a talking Pee-wee doll, like the Pee-wee Herman doll.
Did you take it?
I took it. I
Yeah.
said to the guy cleaning it, I'm like, can I have this? And like we both just kind of looked at the porn together and kind of went,
So what did he die of?
He died because he was old and he had a heart attack or something.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't know if it was like a Michael Hutchins kind of thing or whatever.
Oh,
but
he was doing like a David Carradine?
I got no idea. But I think he was just an old man and he passed away. He was a very kind old man, but yeah, you got to be careful. If you're going to die, you got to get everything in
Yeah.
order. You really do.
Check this bad boy out. See if it works.
I love you.
It's Pee Wee Herman talking.
Yeah.
I love you.
That's a weird thing for him to say.
Yeah.
I know you are, but what am I?
Okay, that's not. That's cool.
Hello, I'm Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, that's good.
Ironically, Pee Wee and porn, pretty good match.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Pee Wee and porn.
Pee-wee and porn.
Okay, plug again. Where can people follow you and your exploits?
Faces in Toilets on Instagram. AllegraBarnett.com is my website. Sometimes I update it, and I'm on Twitter and Facebook at Allegra Barnett, and I basically post whatever I'm doing there.
Paul, plug everything you got going on. That's not going to happen.
Listen to the Paul Antonio show. Which
Is
should
it
be
up
out
already? Can we subscribe?
now. By the time this drops, it'll be up. You can subscribe.
If
Find
you love
it.
Paul on my podcast, you're going to love the Paul Antonio show.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have a bunch of dope comics on, and it's not just talking comedy. It's a lot. It's a deeper conversation. Plus, another big thing that I do is I give my list for the 101 best comics of all time, because every list that I've seen has been trash. So
you're going to go one by one.
one by one, every episode is one comic that I'm dropping.
Name one comic that's going to be on that list.
I could tell you 101.
Tell me. Is this an exclusive?
I mean, besides it being on the show, yeah. Joey Diaz, number 101.
Oh,
Can I tell you a cool story? I
Yes.
got to bring Joey Diaz to the stage the other night.
Yeah.
I was at the Comedy Store.
Nice.
I literally just went up there because I hadn't been on stage in 2 weeks because I'm just dealing with other shit. And the girl Sarah Mello, who runs the show, goes, "Bill Burr canceled." I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." She's like, "Do you want to go up?" I'm like, "Sounds like a good fair exchange." I'm sure the people in the audience will. That's exactly what they want.
I had a friend that went to that show.
Yeah.
And told me, he's like, "Yeah, man, I was so bummed Burr canceled, but nobody said anything. But they put your boy Zumock up."
Oh, he was there?
My friend was there and he saw you.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so I went on after Jeff Ross. Jeff gives me this amazing intro, and he gets the celebrity pop. And I could feel them going, "Who the fuck is this?" as I'm coming out
Yeah.
in the main room. Very intimidating. And my first joke does well. Then it's just a couple of them just kind of, then people start getting up and going to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, I know what's going on. So I start doing the crowd work and I'm getting them back. And then I get another joke that pops and I get an applause break. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then I kept riding that little wave. And then I see the light and I close awkwardly because I hadn't done stand-up in 2 weeks. They were just like, "Can you go up?"
Yeah,
And that's a lot of pressure. Main room, filling in for Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And then I got to bring up Joey Diaz. So there's a lot going in my head. And I end up doing okay. And then I got to bring out Joey. He got this huge pop, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah.
But what a fucking murderer Joey Diaz.
Oh, the only comic that I've ever seen get a standing ovation when they announce his name.
I saw
Wow.
it.
It's crazy.
I saw it.
It's insane.
I gave him a great intro, too, and he was really nice about that. And
Yeah.
I just saw people stand up. I go, Jesus. It was the opposite of me. And even Jeff Ross gave me this great intro because I've known Jeff forever. So he's like, "This guy's hilarious. You're going to love him. Please, And then, great experience, though.
That's cool.
That's cool. Number
you-
101 on my show.
Did your friend say anything good?
Yeah.
What do you say?
He said, "Yeah, this is Zumock handled." And then he went, "But then Joey Diaz went up."
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool that he saw you, and I mean, at least he brought it up.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I saw him. That's
Yeah.
cool.
No, I was I was just doing a transition from Bill Burr to
Yeah.
Joey Diaz.
That's crazy.
Cool though.
But that was really cool.
Kept
but
the ball in the air.
I kept the ball in the air. That's right. Exactly, under weird circumstances. But thanks to everyone that came out to that. like I promoted it. But thanks for listening, guys. Hit 5 stars on the iTunes. Leave a review if you can do that. Sign up for my YouTube, and $3 a month, people. That's all it is. That's a Bud Light at happy hour for additional content. Thanks for listening. That's a wrap.